The 4 hour stream is it's rough. There's a couple things going on in the world about trans people we should talk about real fast. Oklahoma banned HRT. Callie, you mentioned this yesterday. Medicaid plus any doctor who receives state funding will lose funding if they provide HRT. June 4th, 2026. So this was what, yesterday or 2 days ago? 3 days ago. God, it's the 7th already? Fuck. Dear provider, Senate Bill 904 now signed into state law prohibits Medicaid coverage for specific or for surgical procedure and pharmaceuticals for the purpose of gender transition, which is not just for minors, this is for adults as well. Pursuant to the law, the following immediate changes in Medicaid coverage are in effect. Claims that indicate a diagnosis of gender dysphoria and procedure code that can be used for gender transition will be suspended for review. Providers are required to submit documentation for their billed claim that supports the medical necessity and indications for the procedure billed. The claim will be suspended and reviewed by a Medicaid authorization unit nurse. If it is determined the procedure is being done for gender transition, the service will be denied. Agency staff will perform look-back reviews on a regular basis for members with a history of claims billed with gender dysphoria diagnoses. Any suspect claims identified through this review will be referred to OHCA's program integrity for further investigation. Prior authorization was required for males of all ages requesting female hormones. Prior authorization is required for gonadotropin releasing hormones for all ages. Testosterone products will continue requiring a prior authorization because that's a controlled substance. All prior authorizations are reviewed by OHCA's clinical pharmacy team. Providers and or pharmacists are required to submit documentation supporting the medical necessity and indications to requested use. Behavioral health services and other services excluded in Senate Bill 904 are not affected. Yeah. This essentially bans HRT in the state of Oklahoma because a lot of people, especially in Oklahoma, are on Medicaid. I'm sorry, but that's you're done. That's it. And the federal government could absolutely use this as a guiding light. Even if this gets banned or like scrutinized by the government and like goes into a court, Oklahoma Supreme Court or whatever it goes up to. This is even this gets reversed. This is a skeleton for other conservative states, for the government, federal government to use. It's pretty fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think I can explain to you how frustrating PAs are already to work with. Prior authorizations are incredibly difficult to work around already because they are not a perfect system. And any listing for gender dysphoria and procedure code that can be used for gender transition will suspend a review. Some men, cisgender men, need to take estrogen. Some cisgender women need to take testosterone or estrogen. And same with cisgender men. This fucks them too. This is not just a one-way type of deal. Dude, Oklahoma's a shit-ass state. Do you guys remember the essay? The anti-trans essay that came out, like that was shown to be what's it called? What? I'll take a look at that later. The essay that came out that was like, oh, there's I don't support trans people, and then the teacher failed the student because it was a bad fucking essay, and then people like lost their shit. That was already planned. That was planned to be a bad essay that was going to get a failing grade. So
a bill on the way to the governor's desk would require male or female on a birth certificate and prohibits changes with very little exception. The authors say it was designed to strengthen legislation that's being challenged in federal court by the
male or female
transgender community. Critics call it continued discrimination.
Rowan Fowler misses Oklahoma, but as a transgender woman cannot get a birth certificate change here after Senate Bill 1100 sealed that deal in 2022.
I didn't leave because I wanted to leave. I left because it was getting the pressure was getting to be too much. It was hurting my mental health.
Fowler and 2 other Tulsa plaintiffs sued, calling the law unconstitutional, but that issue is still tied up in court. Meanwhile, new, similar legislation, House Bill 1225, passed with overwhelming support,
which relate to certificates of birth, updating a statutory language required.
Democrats are.
Oh fuck! Wait, what? I didn't know you could do that. Updating statutory requiring certifications of birth to contain biological sex designations, clarifying certain requirements and prohibitions, updating
support, and many Democrats are asking.
Oh, I didn't know you could fast forward like that.
Asking why.
Do you worry that this is actually going to trigger even more litigation?
Thank you for the question. No, since we're providing clarification.
Senator Michael Bergstrom said he worked with the Attorney General's office on this bill. The AG's office told us the bill was designed to help them with the Fowler lawsuit. To clarify, Oklahoma never permitted gender birth certificate changes. Representative Kevin West co-authored the bill.
Oklahoma is just a shit state, man. What are they ranked in economy? Oklahoma ranked in education. Holy shit, it's ranked 50th? Jesus, man. 37% of the population college educated. Holy shit, median income's 39,000. Education 48, fiscal stability 21, which isn't bad. Healthcare 48. Opportunity. Jesus, man. Utah. Natural environment, economy, education 48%. Is Utah woke? Utah on trans people. Utah is a predominantly conservative legal and social climate. Yeah, I figured. Because they're a pretty red state. New Hampshire, Minnesota. I love Minnesota, man. I love living here. Fuck you. Fuck off! $7.14. Dude, I'm going to fuck you up, U.S. News. Whatever.
Hello.
Nope.
The Supreme Court.
Nope.
These are permanent vital records that the state of Oklahoma maintains. And
you know, like literally no part of any like thing ever really cares about your sex assigned at birth.
And it needs to remain what the biological reality is. Because like I'd said earlier, you know, if somebody transitions from male to female or vice versa, they are still biologically what they originally were.
Peter Wren is Fowler's attorney.
What a pussy. What a pussy. What a pussy. Say it like how it is, pussy. Be a fucking transphobe and don't be a pussy about it.
Document that matches.
Whatever, man. What a fucking loser. More shit from Oklahoma.
Closer to banning state involvement in gay pride.
News 4's Mecca Thompson joins us now live in studio with the details on this. Mecca.
Allie, Kevin, this isn't the first time we've seen this legislation here, but it would impact a lot of people in our community, including universities here who openly support and celebrate Pride.
So I declare that House Bill 1219
Oh, dude, it's this guy again?
has passed.
What's the dumbest state got to say about us?
Legislation banning state support for Pride.
Holy shit, he was so excited to ban gay people there.
19 has passed.
Legislation banning state support for Pride and resources for the LGBTQ plus community in the home stretch of reaching the governor's desk.
That is 5 ayes and 2 nays.
The bill given the green light by these Republican Senate
All of you are evil.
members in a Tuesday committee meeting.
All of you will end.
Redirection
If hell exists, all of these people are ending up in hell.
of our state agencies to redirect directly into services, not getting caught up in the political realm of the pride parades and the LGBTQ events that are out there.
In the language, state agencies cannot endorse or promote anything that recognizes lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or
Jesus.
Or queer.
And what I'm understanding is that they would not be allowed to do outreach at those types of events.
They would not be allowed to do outreach at those kinds of events.
It also strikes down state recognition of Pride Month and the flying of the rainbow flag on state property. Public schools and universities would also have to fall in line. Democrats grilling Senator Bullard about the bill.
Mr. Chair, why are you making this all about sex?
Thank you for the question. The LGBTQ movement is about a preference of sexual desire.
You think that families
No, it's not.
and friends of gay people in Oklahoma should be ashamed of those relationships?
Thank you for that question. That is not germane to this bill.
Senator Bullard says the legislation does not stop people from celebrating Pride, nor does it ban cities from hosting Pride parades, like Pride on 39th held in the OKC Metro. They sent us a statement saying they are disappointed about the bill, saying, quote, "We the people includes everyone, and we will not be silenced."
Yeah. And this is why this is the issue. It's going to end up in the Supreme Court.
Court is entering the final stretch of its term with major rulings still expected on some of the country's most divisive social issues. The court's 6-3 conservative majority has repeatedly
Fuck you, Clarence Thomas.
moved U.S. law to the right, and several cases remaining could continue that trend. Jan Wolf is a legal affairs reporter for Reuters.
The Supreme Court has not shied away from hot-button social issues this term, and in the coming weeks we're going to get some decisions on social issues like gun control, transgender rights, and immigration, issues that are really fueling the culture wars in this country.
And this fucking pussy is behind it as well.
Child abuse, and we already have legislation. This is child abuse, and
Yep.
we already have legislation that is making other forms of abuse in children illegal. This is no different, and we need to act now.
Chloe Cole said Congress should
Chloe Cole's a beyond evil human being.
make sure that more children don't suffer the same experience she's been through. At age 15, she transitioned to become a boy, even having her breasts surgically removed.
Which happens all the time. Double mastectomies happen all the time at many ages.
Just 1 year later, she realized she made a terrible mistake.
The peace and self-acceptance that I was promised never came.
Chloe testified that like many teens, she felt uncomfortable in her changing body. Turning to social media, she learned about transgenderism and became convinced she needed a sex change.
Before I even had a consultation, medicalization was already on my mind because these ideas were going around that this was
I don't believe her, by the way, for a fucking second. Don't believe a word that comes out of her mouth.
an inherent medical condition I had, that somehow on some level I was actually a young man and I would not be able to survive really without going through this.
A transgender activist told the committee procedures like Chloe's are the right course for some troubled kids and that the government has no right to intervene in a family decision.
Few principles in American law are more settled than the right of parents to make medical decisions for their own children in consultation with their doctors. Parents exercise that right every day for every other medical condition their children may face.
Everybody who wants to ban minor transitioning care just want people to kill themselves. That's it.
Parents, not politicians, know their children best.
Chloe claims doctors don't give parents much of a choice, often.
Not true. I know for a fact that's not true. That's not how it works in the medicine field.
Predicting dire consequences for not supporting a child's wishes.
Yes. Telling a parent, hey, there is a increase in suicide rates for parents who don't support their transgender kids or who just don't support their children in general is a completely correct statement to say.
The central thesis that attempts to justify child transitioning is transition your daughter or bury her. That's the lie.
Never said once in a medicine, or maybe in a doctor's office once, but truly doesn't happen. We like to support evidence factually. Say like, hey, If a parent's like, hey, what about this? Like, obviously the parent's being aggressive. That's like where a social worker comes in. They're like, you know, there is a higher risk of suicide. Like, here are the things that you're facing if you don't support your child. And there's different ways to support them. Here's the options. And then you talk it over with the child. The things she says just don't happen.
My parents were told, and every parent of a trans-identified child I know was told the same thing.
Don't believe you. Not by a doctor.
Let me say that one more time. The entire premise of transgenderism is that I will take my own life if I don't
God, she's such a pathetic human. I hate Chloe Cole so much.
A physician told the committee the medical profession should admit it made a mistake in giving puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and performing trans surgeries on minors.
24
Fuck you. Fuck you. You should get your medical license removed. Fuck you.
systematic reviews find no credible evidence supporting these interventions, not for overall
Rated medical journal.
mental health improvement, and not for preventing suicide, which is thankfully very rare.
Very rare when 47% of trans children kill themselves. This person should genuinely get their medical license removed. Dr. Maselli. Dr. Maselli. Dr. Kurt Maselli. Is he a dermatologist? Yeah, he's do no harm, but psychiatrist and internist. Degree in there we go. I found his LinkedIn. He is from yep, that's him. Sorry, I don't want to show my LinkedIn account. Assistant professor, Drexel University College of Medicine, do not harm, director. Where is chief medical officer, adult behavioral health for 2 years. Okay, you're a business, University of Virginia School of Business. What? Resident physician in internal medicine and psychiatry. Okay, so psychiatry. Which BA in economics and bachelor's in biology. You're not a physician, you're a psychiatrist. You don't make these level of decisions for patients.
Meanwhile, the known or expected harms include infertility, sexual
No! Oh my god. Rate of infertility with puberty blockers. Because we've been doing puberty blockers for decades. The medication itself does not cause infertility. However, if a patient transitions directly from blockers to cross-sex hormones without experiencing natural puberty, their fertility potential may be significantly impacted. Transgender individuals who undergo gender-affirming care for infertility, suppression of puberty through, yeah, this is GRH, puberty blockers. That's what I'm looking for the word. Representing 0.6% of the population. Infertility. Risk suppression puberty blockers. Uterus transplantation offers the same solution for trans women who wish to get pregnant and avoid the use of gestational carrier as cisgender women with uterus factor infertility. You can get a uterus transit. That's so cool. In pediatric population, there are ethical issues regarding the patient's ability to participate in medical decision making, especially when they are asked to make potentially irreversible fertility decisions as a minor. It can be challenging when the desires of the parents and the child are different from the provider's standpoint. It is also important to set realistic expectations with the patient and family, give opportunities for FP and prepubertal children or experimental. The pubertal transgender children may be forced to choose whether they want to experience permanent changes of their body. That's not true. Or whether they want to transition irreversible. Why is this like this? I don't like the way that's worded. That's so weird for NHI. The NIH probably changed their wording on this. No, but PubMed. But yeah, so puberty blockers, then later when they're a little bit older, they can choose whether or not to transition. It's just a waiting period. They'll go through the puberty
Dysfunction,
eventually.
bone density problems, cardiovascular disease, and markedly elevated mortality.
Research also shows most children with gender confusion grow out of it by adulthood.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, because you forced them to.
There's currently no schedule.
Whatever. We're watching a conservative network anyways. Whatever. What even ever. Just like Dr. Mike, trans people. Just watch a real doctor, like a genuinely like. Here.
Is it gender reassignment surgery? Is that the correct terminology?
Some people use that. We use gender affirming surgery.
Gender affirming surgery. Is that done in adolescence ever?
So the only surgery that sometimes is considered for adolescents is gender affirming top surgery. So for people who are assigned female at birth and have very extreme chest dysphoria, you can consider surgery to remove chest tissue.
Which happens even without gender dysphoria or transgender. It happens with young women all the time.
It's obviously a huge decision, right? The mental health professional would have to be on board, the surgeon would have to be on board, the parents would have to be on board, and you're weighing all the risks of surgery, which is many, against the risks of mental health sequelae these patients might be having. But there are cases where kids are so...
But that's not a common...
It's not routine.
Yeah. Is it gender reassignment?
God, I love Dr. Mike. I love him so much. I love him so much. He's such a great person, man.